It's Friday night, just past midnight. Most of the world sleeps, but not you, not me. We are awake. In the hour when silence weighs heavy and the skin of the world feels thin, welcome to Loom. Stories for the sleepless hour. The loom waits before me, its frame taut with night. Besides it sits a teddy bear, its fur worn, its seams loose, one button eye dulled with age, yet still watching. A small guardian of sleepless listeners. A reminder that even when the sky tilts strange, we hold something close. Most nights, I weave with threads of earth, the smoke of Pusha Puthana, the Yeti's prints in snow. But tonight, the thread trembles different, silver as frost, thin as starlight. For there are hauntings that do not walk the ground. They move about us, watching. Lights over Pagong Lake, shining ones at Kailash, footprints that end not in stone, but in air. The scriptures that whisper of guardians who descend when the stars align. The loom waits, and so do they. Origins and folklore. The Himalayas have always carried stories of beings from the sky. In the Burn tradition of Tibet, the oldest region before Buddhism, they are called La, sky gods, radiant beings said to ride beams of light. Their counterparts, the Tsens, were fiercer, fiery spirits who darted through mountain passes like warriors made of air. The Mahabharata, one of India's greatest epics, tells of wars not only on earth, but in the skies. Chariots, called vimanas, soared above battlefields, hurling beams of fire brighter than lightning, weapons too great for men to wield. For centuries, these were told as stories, and yet, what are stories but memories that have survived? The Kongor, the Tibetan Buddhist canon, speaks of luminous visitors who descended not to fight, but to teach. They came in radiance, left no points in snow, no mark of passing, only silence that presses heavier after they are gone. In Nepali folklore, they name them jyoti, shining beings who appear near hidden valleys, called beyuls, are said to be sealed until the world is ready. The beings who guard them are neither gods nor demons, but watchers, threshold keepers, deciding who may pass. Across these traditions, the threads are the same. The beings come with light. They guard doorways, and they do not belong wholly to our world. Real accounts, witnesses of the modern day. Not all stories belong to scripture or myth. The mountains hold newer ones, recorded in ink, in photographs, in the quiet fear of those who serve. In 2004, the Indo-Tibetan Border Police reported more than 100 sightings across Ladakh and Sikkim. Soldiers describe glowing spheres rising from beyond ridges, drifting silently above border posts. Some hovered for hours. Others traced deliberate paths across valleys before vanishing into cloudless skies. Radar showed nothing. Satellites saw nothing. And yet, the sketches drawn in notebooks matched. Ovals in flight, patient, deliberate, never blinking. Go back further to 1968, when villagers near Bhutan reported a cigar of light descending behind the ridge. The military searched. No craft, no wreckage, only scorched earth and air that smelled faintly metallic, as if the sky itself had burned. Trekkers in Nubra Valley tell of orbs following them at night, rising behind them as the sun fell, pacing their steps through the dark. Watchers froze, compasses spun, phones drained to black screens. When the light faded, time resumed, as though the mountain itself had paused to breathe differently. The Indian Defense Journal once printed reports of such sightings before the articles vanished, quietly withdrawn. But asked soldiers who had served, and they speak carefully. They say the feeling is not of danger, but of being observed, as if the lights already knew them, and they had been waiting all along. High above them all rises Mount Kailash, the mountain no climber may claim, the cosmic axis, the still point of the turning world. The Puranas name it the abode of Shiva, the god who holds time itself. The Ramana recalls Hanuman carrying a fragment of Kailash when he flew to heal his brother Lakshman. For Tibetans, it is a center of all directions, a crystalline mountain, binding heaven to earth. Pilgrims circle its base, the ritual Kora. Their footsteps carving a river of devotion around the mountain. They speak of beams descending, light that stands like a pillar against the sky. Some claim to glimpse beings along the slopes, tall, luminous, vanishing when stared at too long. Legends say Padmasambhava, the great master known as Guru Rinpoche, saw these lights when he passed through. He sealed nearby valleys with mantras, warning that they would open only when the world was ready, and the shining guardians would appear to keep them closed until then. Kailash is not only stone, it is a doorway stitched to the sky. And when the seam loosens, those who wait above step down. The mountains breathe stories still. Shepherds in Lakta tell of nights tell of nights when their herds scatter without cause, driven not by wolves, but by circles of light that descend silently. Climbers speak of glowing figures glimpsed before avalanches. Omens? Perhaps. Or maybe the cause. Monks in retreat whisper of visions in Doshin practice, especially the path of Thugul, where eyes stare into sky until luminous beings step forward from the light itself. A Bhutanese tale names them the Drala, warrior spirits of radiance who march along ridges at dusk, guardians of mountain passes. Villagers in Nepal tell of huts suddenly filled with bright lights, no torch, no flame, only radiance that lingers, long enough to cast shadows. When it fades, they step outside to find new prints pressed in snow, prints that end where the ground does not. These are not idle stories, they are warnings, told in low voices. For to follow the light is to risk being led where no path belongs. Forbidden knowledge. The scriptures speak of beyuls, hidden valleys sealed by Guru Rinpoche, described in the guidebooks to hidden lands. These sanctuaries would open only in times of despair, when the world is at its end. It is said when they open, luminous guardians descend, not demons, not gods, but keepers. The Book of Golden Light speaks of radiant beings who protect Dharma when darkness rises. Whispers claim fragments, Guhara Garbha Tantra, still lie hidden in the caves of Mustang and Dolpol, manuscripts too fierce for the unprepared. Some say the sky beings themselves guard them. Travelers who dare these caves tell of footsteps echoing in darkness, too heavy for stone. Some describe shadows ducking through entrances, too narrow for their size, eyes faintly embered. The whispers converge. Follow the light long enough, and they do not lead to stars. They lead to a door the living are meant not to open. Each story is a thread. Pagong's orbs, Kailash's shining ones, footprints that end in air, beyuls breathing open when the stars permit. The loom does not choose, it only weaves. Ghosts behind us, beings above us, both, perhaps, woven from the same cloth. I draw the last thread through the loom. The teddy bear rests at my wrist, small, familiar, unafraid. We are seen. We are small. We are seen. If the shining ones are ourselves glimpsed from afar, may we become the kind of light we would not fear to meet. If they are truly other, may we learn the stillness required when the sky itself is watching. This has been the Loom, Whispers at Midnight. Stories for the sleepless hour. Produced by the Nayampalli House, keepers of story, spirit, and shadow.